What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Dark Avenger comic book review. We're coming at you 10 minutes early because we're doing a little bit of a pre-show. So for those of you watching this post live and you're wondering why we went 10 minutes longer than we normally do, it's 10:20. We're 10 minutes early. People are going to start streaming in at around 10:30. So we're going to be here talking to ourselves mostly, but also talking to you, our lovely, wonderful viewers, as I'm trying to fix. You see that? It wouldn't fix. Fixed it.
Yeah, now it's fixed.
Bring up the comments. And what I do love now is, as of last week, YouTube took a page out of Twitch. That chat, this lovely chat that we see that apparently was on top chat, now on live chat, that appears now. I don't know if we're mirrored, so I apologize. It's either appearing here or here. In one of the corners. Live chat is now in effect, so you guys can see all the comments. So now, comments are kind of back, but not. So those of you watching post live, when you leave a comment, you'll be able to see what other people were commenting as we were doing this show.
They didn't do that before.
No, they fixed it.
Oh, about time they fixed it.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So, this week is going to be a fun week, everybody. As I'm letting more people stream in, let's talk a little bit about what's going to be going on this week. Now, I've been working on my episode 0 for the Dark Avenger podcast, which, as you all know, will not be live on Twitch. It'll never be live on Twitch. We won't be going live on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Stitcher until May. And there's a reason behind that. A lot of you know there's something big coming, and it is connected to Twitch, but it's also connected to this channel because there will be an opening of that, and that is coming in April. The end of April? Yes, the end of April. It's in the 20s. It's coming at the end of April, so it gives you guys an idea. I did kind of spoil it. If you watch all my streams on Twitch, I did kind of spoil it already, but if you don't, you won't know yet. So because of that, we decided to hold off doing the... What's up, Frank? It's Frank. It's in the house. So we decided to hold off on SoundCloud for only a couple of months. So I'm doing an episode 0. It should be up this week. I've worked on the layout of it. I actually added something. The reason I didn't do this last week, and I said I was doing it last week, but the reason I decided not to do it last week is because I actually added a few things to it, and that's why I decided to record it this week instead of last week. So there's going to be some added stuff that I wasn't originally going to do for episode 0 that I'm going to be throwing into episode 0 now. Episode 1 should be happening in April. Episode 2 is where we'll start in SoundCloud. So episode 2's title will have something to do with SoundCloud. Once we start on SoundCloud, all podcasts will be posted on SoundCloud a week before they're posted on YouTube. So if you want to catch them on release, you're going to have to go check out SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, because all the podcasts will be there first for the first 7 days, and then it will be released on here as a video podcast. Another thing I'm really excited for this week is Sea of Thieves. We're decking ourselves out for Sea of Thieves.
Yeah,
Red shirt crew. Yeah, red shirt crew, right? Justin said that.
I know. I was just saying I grew this out long enough that I want to finally, when we get this thing, is just to cut off a little bit because it's kind of getting a little
itchy.
Long. I'm not itchy, just long.
Gotcha. And what's going on, Justin? How are you doing tonight? Hopefully you're having a great night. Same with you, Frank. But I'm really excited. And what's going to happen tomorrow's Frontline Live. While we're doing Frontline Live, I'm actually going to be using the webcam and our trusty tripod. And our screen usually is the figures. Tomorrow, our screen is going to be the stream I'm doing on Twitch. So we will have our screen will be looking at the TV screen.
Wait, what?
Our screen?
Yeah.
The little square?
Yeah.
We're going to have the webcam pointed at the TV I'm going to be playing Sea of Thieves tomorrow night during the live show. So you guys get to enjoy watching a little bit of the Sea of Thieves game as I'm doing the live show. Obviously, I will only be in crew with possibly Brant. We don't know yet. If not Brant, then I'll probably be doing a sloop for most of the time because I don't want to have a crew that I can't talk with while I'm doing the podcast. But everybody who's watching on Twitch will get a treat because I will be using the microphone close to the speakers so that everybody can hear the podcast on Twitch. However, I will not be talking on Twitch, so Twitch chat will have to come to Comic Frontline. So if you are watching on Twitch, Frontline Live tomorrow night at 10 p.m.-ish Eastern. I will be there. I will not be on my Twitch, but I will still be streaming Sea of Thieves on Twitch. So you're going to have to share. I'm going to share my video with the chat on Frontline Live. And I'm really excited. I really am. I've got my controller already, my Sea of Thieves controller. Yeah, I'll give you guys a little preview. I'll unplug it just for this. I've got my... What's going on, Bobby? I've got my Sea of Thieves controller that is now ridiculously priced with little golden trigger. I am super pumped and prepared for Sea of Thieves. Actually, one thing I did cancel, though, and it's only temporary, is I ended up canceling my Art of book. And there's a reason for that. There's something that's going to be going on for the next 4 weeks here on the channel, and that is where I kind of situated the money. Instead of going towards the Art of Sea of Thieves, I put it towards what we're doing for the next 4 weeks, the next 4 things that are coming. So I didn't get that book yet, but those books never sell out. They hardly ever sell out. So I'm sure that at some point, birthday, something, whatever, I will get it. But I'm really excited for Sea of Thieves. So, Bobby, you said something. You think they're going to do another shawarma scene? I don't think for the first part, maybe the second part. Undisputed crew in the house. We got Undisputed Frost with the Undisputed Club. Chop. And we've got Spatial Light. I don't think that. You don't think what?
That they're gonna do another scene.
Oh, that they're gonna do another shawarma scene. You never know in part 2, but I know part 1 is probably gonna end on a cliffhanger because it's the 2 parts together. And what's the problem with Spider-Man Homecoming? There's an error in the time. Spatial, I'm not here. I honestly, the Marvel movies are the only movies I enjoy watching, and I'm not the person to come to when it comes to movies or TV. That is for the Media Madness crew, which is Kat and Jay over on Comic Frontline. Okay. I said crew because I saw you say red shirt crew. Well, we are part of the Undisputed crew. I'm still waiting, Frost. I'm still waiting for my Undisputed Club shirt. I'm waiting for it. You said you got to get me one. I'm part of it. I'm a part of the Beard Club as well. I don't even think I'm going to shave this after Sea of Thieves. I'm actually, it's weird. It's weird, but I've grown really attached to this beard now. I might trim like where my lips are for the stash up here, but I'm growing really attached to the beard.
I don't know. For me, the hair bothers me.
I don't feel like I can cut it. I don't feel like I really truly want to now.
Like I mean, I like it because sometimes I could go like this, and it reminds me.
Yeah, that's what I do all the time.
It reminds me like the Green Arrow feel to it because, believe it or not, there are some red streaks I have on here. Did you know, Chris, that if you go in the sun, you can actually see some red streaks?
And Bobby says, "Don't shave it." I'll think about it. I might keep it. I might keep it trimmed because I don't want it to grow uber long. I've seen people that have it like up to here. I don't think Cindy would like that.
You just didn't hear a word I said, did you?
What?
That it's red in the sun. Isn't that weird?
Yes, we all have it. If you look on the screen right now, you see all that? That's all red. And I have brown hair, people.
Sometimes I wonder if we're Irish.
We're not Irish. We just have red bearded hair. You look like Blackbeard from Rainbow Six Siege. Somebody said when my hair is poofed out enough, I look like the guy also from Days Gone that was now delayed. So I'm really excited for Sea of Thieves. I'm like I said, I might keep the beard. I might trim it though to keep it like where it's at now. I don't want it to be super long. But definitely,
I wouldn't go that long with my beard either.
No, I don't think so. But I will be trimming the stash very soon because it's getting into it's going into my lips.
I wish I could shave all this off because every time I look at my old self in photos, I'm like, wow. But I have to keep it because I work in a professional field, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there's a lot of articles about why most of us have red in the beard. Oh, I gotta look that up. Without beard, companies will bring you Captain Beard. It's true. It's true. But all right, everybody, that was the pre-show. I hope you guys are looking forward to Sea of Thieves as much as I'm looking forward to stream it. You can go check it out. Dark Avenger Gaming on Twitch is twitch.tv/Dark Avenger Gaming. Go over there. Hopefully you guys will check it out. I have a sub button. We got biddies up there now. We got everything now. We are affiliated on the road to becoming partnered. So anybody who would like to support the channel through subscribing, please do. Anybody who hasn't followed already, hopefully you'll at least follow. Following is free. And I'm going to be Sea of Thieves ing it out. It's hard to do it because it's already plural. For the next week, maybe 2 weeks before we even get into another new game. I know Far Cry 5 is coming out. I will be taking care of Far Cry 5 in due time. But I think I'm going to really attack Sea of Thieves for a while first. That moment when you see Sea of Thieves. Yeah, I saw there's a lot of people online streaming it already that got like reviewers copies. Oh, okay, they're talking amongst each other. But I have to look it up too, Frost, about the red and the beards. For those of you, you can check the, like I said, the comments out. But I'm looking forward to that. Look forward to episode 0 of the Dark Avenger podcast. And like I said, we will be on SoundCloud in 2 more months. On SoundCloud already is Jesse, JLS Comics, Comic Conversation, which he does every Thursday. We're going to get the promotions done at the end of the show, as always. But I just would like to point out that Jesse is also on SoundCloud, so you can check that out. And anybody else who's on SoundCloud, feel free to mention that in the live stream chat. We'll need to get back to work, you boys and girls. All right, have a great night, Frost. Thank you so much for popping by, man. It's always great to have you in the comments. Really glad that you popped in for a while, even if it was only at the beginning of the show. Always a pleasure having you on here. Get your ass back on here as soon as you can because you will be missed, sir. Have a great rest of your shift, though. And be safe. Undisputed Club Chop, as always. Go check out Frost's channel. He has a lot of videos on there. He actually did a haul video recently. I have to check that video out. I always watch. I'm always watching. Just so you know, Frost, I'm always watching. Waiting for my shirt, but I'm always watching. So it is comic review time. Pre-show is over. Show is now. Michael.
Yes.
If you look like, if you were a bearded lady, what would your name be?
It would be Miss Cleopatra. I don't know. But
anyway, when were the books released for this video?
These 22 comic books digitally
22 books
that we are going to review were released on March 14 in the year of 2018.
And before we get started, what's up, Tevi? He popped in just now. Oh, he said hi a couple of back. And Jesse Johnson. What's going on, Jesse Johnson? Welcome to the stream. Thank you for sharing the link, Alan. I'll check that out later. About Red
But we're all digital, all the time, every time. Let's start with your book.
Independence. And it's funny. We were talking about Sea of Thieves, and I'm surprised that a few people didn't know that this was coming out. I honestly knew. I did get a physical book. I didn't get it from DCBS. I will get the last 2. Sea of Thieves, issue number 1. Now, I'm going to say right off the bat, I'm not really going to review this as a comic reader because, again, this is a book I feel, if you're a fan of the game, if you're looking forward to the game, if you're really into the game, this is something you might want to pick up. It's interesting. It's about a brother and a sister they're adults, obviously, now. And their father, he piloted on the Sea of Thieves. He piloted a ship on the Sea of Thieves. And now they want to find the Sea of Thieves because their father has left this gigantic treasure behind in the Sea of Thieves. So now they're fighting to get to the Sea of Thieves first. Who's going to get there first? The sister kind of tricks the brother. The brother has this friend that he wants to sail with. The sister ends up leaving her best friend behind because she has a big mouth, and the best friend joins up with the brother. And now, by the end of the book, and this actually made my top 5 panel, which, by the way, go check it out. It's on Comic Frontline right now. You can vote for your favorite of our top 5 panels. They make it. They make it to the Sea of Thieves, and now they're going to die. Perfect way to end the first issue. I'm interested in the story and the lore.
They walk the plank?
No. I'm interested in the story and the lore that this book brings. I like it. Again, even if you're not buying Sea of Thieves, my hair is sticking out on this side. It's driving me nuts. It's this one little piece of hair. Do you see that? It still does it too. Okay, now it's good. Even if you don't plan on buying Sea of Thieves. If you like pirates, this is a really cool pirate book that I would definitely say try it. Check it out. Great artwork in the book. The story's fun. The characters are really, really cool. Very piratey, very cool. And it's only a 4-part mini, so it's not too long, not too short. You want to wait. In September, trade paperbacks coming out. I didn't want to wait. I want the single issues. What can I say? Now, we had some comments. Any opinion on... No opinion on that, Tevye, because I want to wait and see from now on when it comes to that book. Unless you're talking about the movie, then I have no opinion at all. Why couldn't Division have comic book? You know, Alan, I'm very surprised they didn't, and I'll be upset if for Division 2 they don't. Because
not every video game has to have...
Gears of War did. Halo does. Division is on par with those three. Destiny had.
Call of Duty?
They had.
Duty have?
Yes.
They did.
Yes, Black Ops.
What about the ones before that?
It doesn't matter. Black Ops.
What about Rainbow Six?
Yes.
Doom? Well, Doom. No, they did have Doom.
They did have Doom. See?
Well, not every one of them did.
You're looking for games. You're trying. Resident Evil? No, it had a book. It had a comic.
No, it had a comic book. Of course, it did.
I think Division 2 would make an interesting comic.
All right. Well, maybe it will.
If Rainbow Six made it, Division definitely could. All right. Now, where were we? We were here. What happened with Dark Knight Metal? Spatial, the next issue is supposed to be coming out. The final issue is supposed to be coming out in a week or two. And then we're done. Dark Knight's Metal, in my eyes, is already over because we're getting all of the stuff that came out of Metal already. Sideways, the Terrifics. We're going to get a Plastic Man mini, which I am buying that because I love Plastic Man. Damage. We've already got the ramifications of Metal. So all that's left is to put the period on the sentence before last. That's all. So for me, I'm just going to be literally skimming through the last issue. It was dragged out for so long, delayed for so long. The story itself was not gripping. So for me, I don't know. You know, I'm just glad it's over. Oh, and it got delayed anyway, as Tevye just said. Go figure. No, remember, no Dazzler talk till tomorrow. I'm not talking about Dazzler to tomorrow, but I am happy she's getting a one-shot. I'll probably end up getting it. The Evil Within. That's right. Evil Within had a comic as well.
I never said they did.
No, I know. I'm saying I'm just throwing out there that they did too. Okay, then. But that was enough talk of Sea of Thieves.
All right, so I'm going to go into my books now. They will be short, believe me. Legendary Red Sonja, issue number 2. The search of Lord Goth is their objective. And this is what the comic book is, because Red Sonja is trying to look on the map and not know where Goth is located. And the woman that they found from the last issue has a pennant that she stole from her father, which of course is Goth, showing her that there's an island where they'll have to go to find him. Because that's what the whole issue entails, just finding Goth. And also we see a little bit of his character who treats his son like very harshly. And she does find her lover from her father and everything. So there's like a little bit of that in there. But it was a really cool issue. So now we're going to find out if their voyage will be going the right way, which I believe it will be, for that matter. Xena Warrior Princess, issue number 2 by Meredith Finch. And when I was reading this comic book issue...
It's funny... Oh, no, go ahead.
I feel like I was reading the Odyssey of Homer, you know, with Odysseus and everything, because it kind of relates to that. Because Xena and this girl that she also met, just like in Red Sonja, but differently, they go through, like, all the islands, and they even meet up with the Cyclops, the 2 Cyclopses and everything, because Xena is giving her way to find, Athen, I think that's what it is. I like the artwork in this issue, too, by the way. And there's this new character in this book that wants to stop them from getting to Athen. And she's going to play a really interesting role. I think her name was Callisto or something like that, which almost sounds like Callisto, actually. That's why I think I was reading that, because Cyclops was in it too, and so on and so forth. For those of you who have read mythology and stuff like that, I have in college. But it really was an interesting book. So we're going to actually find out in the next issue how the next one is going to play out. But... getting out of that Cyclops situation was really something else, too. But I really enjoyed that issue. Ninjak versus the Valiant Universe, issue number 3.
So, and, of course, this is playing off of the internet mini that we're going to be getting very soon.
Exactly. And this is where we left off, where the Eternal Warrior was fighting off against Ninjak, and it really focuses more about him because we see that in the other world, Shadow Man is fighting alongside Ninjak, fighting off against the demons from the other world and stuff like that. So we get a little bit of that, but also with Ninjak dead, Bloodshot sort of kills him because he thinks that he's not dead because of the nanites, which I believe was from issue number 1, was saying that it's in Ninjak's body, which is how he keeps coming back to life because they threw him over the waterfall and never be seen again, or so they say. We see Ruku, who gets a little bit of a darker character to find out more about Ninjak, as well as Neville.
I didn't see this cover. Go ahead, talk.
Yeah, as well as you could go like this to see more covers, as well as Neville's character, because they didn't want to lose Ninjak because they want to take him in after all of what he's done. And there's a little bit of a backstory, actually, with Eternal Warrior and Ninjak. I like that cover, too, actually.
It's a confession edition.
Yeah. And that alone itself was something else. But we're going to see in the issues to come to see where the next objective or where lies of Ninjak because of all the other ones. You really want me to show that cover, don't you?
I'm thinking about it.
I'll show that cover after I show this next one. I'll just show this. All right, so this is a convention exclusive issue.
We've got something. Wait, reviews from the Batcave. Hello, what's going on, my friend? Welcome back. It's been a while. What's cracking? No, we're doing the comic review as we always do. Welcome in, man. Welcome, welcome. And we got Brian Spaceboy 227. What's going on, man? How you doing, Brian?
So we got the convention IDW edition cover of Ghostbusters Crossing Over, issue number 1.
Oh, man, I want that convention cover. Anyone goes to a convention and sees that cover, think about me. Think about me, please.
So in Ghostbusters, we have the Chicago Ghostbusters with the new Ghost.
But I hope Brian and Batcave, I hope you guys are doing great, by the way.
Yeah. So we have the Ghostbusters that team up with each other. I think that Jillian with, excuse me.
Jillian with?
I'm trying to get out of that. Thank you. Jillian and that person from the Chicago one, the one I don't like that much, that looks kind of like Inspector Gadget or whatever.
Mm.
I don't like that they're a little bit like each other, kind of, because they're trying to open like this new portal to like a new world and everything to basically solve the problem.
I agree. That is a nice cover.
Walter Peck actually is in this issue and wants to offer Janine a job. And we don't know what the job is until probably next issue or so. So that's really something else. And then we get the Ghostbusters who are going against these ghosts. One of the ghosts was some about, I believe it was birds or anything. It was like a really, really long issue and like heavy dialogue. But I'm not saying it was the worst comic. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it was like a really good comic book because I like reading Ghostbusters.
But it was a lot.
But it was a lot to take in and everything. But all in all, though, I really enjoyed the issue. And and Peter Venkman enters one of the portals. And it sends them somewhere, and we don't know where it's going to be until the next issue. So Peter Venkman, you mess with things, and that's what happens. That's what happens.
All right, now I'm just going to throw this out there because I'm still reading it. I'm not going to review it. I just want to let you guys know I am reading it. New Mutants, The Dead Souls, issue number 1. I've never read New Mutants before. When I saw this mini was coming out, I had to start reading it. From what I've read so far, I'm really enjoying it. If you're a New Mutants fan, definitely check this out. As a new reader to New Mutants, or as somebody who hasn't read New Mutants before, I'm really enjoying the issue. I like the artwork. I like the story that's behind it. I still have the second half of the book to read. I literally just got past the fight scene in this issue, which is kind of towards the middle. But I enjoyed it. And I have to talk about this book. I know I said I was dropping it. 90% I probably will, or I'll do what I'm going to do right now. X-Men Blue issue number 23. I'm curious what X-Men Blue is going to do now that the X-Men Blue team is stuck in Venomized. Now I saw a comment. And it is send him to Godzilla. Oh, that would be interesting. That would be very interesting. But X-Men Blue, it was okay. Magneto has Jimmy and Bloodstorm out on a mission to figure out what Miss Sinister and her crew are doing. We get to see that Miss Sinister wants to bring out Mother Vine, and Havoc and Emma Frost are working with them. Obviously, Bastion's working with them as well. There's a bit of an altercation between Bastion and Magneto. And Havoc and Emma Frost are planning to turn on Miss Sinister as soon as this operation goes into full swing. and what's his name is also in it. Oh God, why did his name leave me? The guy that created Sentinels is also in it. It's okay. Is it amazing? Go get it now? No, but it's okay. I mean, I have to wait and see. And then we've got the Fate of the Four. This is Marvel 2-in-1. The Thing and the Human Torch. This is issue number 4. If I didn't say that already. So they end up, they think they know where Reed is, so they start universe hopping, and they hop into this universe, and they find Reed, and we find out that the Thing and Human Torch from that world already, they died during a fight with Galactus. And Reed at first was so excited to see them, and then he's like, no, you guys are dead. And I love how the Thing, and I love especially how Johnny was like, this isn't our Reed. We're in the wrong place. And we find out that in this world that they're in, Galactus was beaten by Doom becoming Galactus. And Doom didn't want power. He wanted everything. So he basically destroyed the entire galaxies. He destroyed everything except Earth. So Earth is forever floating in a universe of nothingness. And that's kind of where the book left off. It was kind of creepy. The 2-in-1 is always a fun little read for me just to enjoy once a month. But I enjoyed this issue. I really did enjoy it a lot.
Okay. So we're going to go into this issue now of The Punisher, issue number 222, a Punisher War Machine part. Let me just make sure I got that right. Part 5, yes. That.
I am glad that they kept him in the War Machine suit. I thought that by now he would have been out of it.
To be honest, I'm really glad also because the story is really building up. Like, he's going after Pedrov, and he's ever so close getting to him because Pedrov knows that the Punisher's there, and he orders his men to go and try and kill him. And what I like is that when they try to get him, thinking that they're going to win again, he actually, and Nick Fury's like trying to say, abort the suit and everything, and he just doesn't listen. Like, he just does exactly what he wants and everything, and he just is just taking them out one by one in the War Machine. But there's a thing, though, in the end that Pedrov is firing a missile because he talked about a missile. And Nick Fury says, well, if you're going after that missile, do not screw this up. He says something else, but I'm not going to say that. But basically, it's don't screw this up. And then that's how the issue ends. So really interesting. I like the direction that Marvel did with War Machine because, like I said before, I was really, really concerned about it. But I'm actually glad that they went that direction because it's actually turning out very nicely as I thought it was. Like I hoped it would be, and it is.
Good. Now, I know Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man 300, set up for a train wreck, but I had to see how bad the train wreck was. So we're going to look at 301 real quick. And, man, obviously nobody in the Spider-Man world ever watched Back to the Future because the things that happen in this book, there can't be ramifications from what's going on right now in this world or this time hopping. So they're back in time when Spider-Man first became Spider-Man, and Pete's looking for Spider-Man for a younger version of him's help, and he's there, his sister's there, and J. Jonah Jameson. All three of them ended up, at the end of issue 300 being whisked away in time. J. Jonah Jameson goes to see himself, his younger self, and the sister goes to see Nick Fury, and you got Pete, floating around with himself. J. Jonah Jameson tells his past self that Spider-Man's Peter Parker and to go easy on him.
Oh, come on. Why is he telling
Which is like, what? Are you serious? Did you just tell your past self that wanted to out Spider-Man that Peter Parker's Spider-Man? This breaks so many laws of continuity
and the fourth wall.
It's this obviously the ramifications aren't going to stick for the future, but wherever they're at, the ramifications are going to stick, which I feel bad for this universe of Spider-Man now because this J. Jonah Jameson is going to expose him, I think. And it was dumb. And the whole point with the sister seeing Nick Fury for help, I can't. This definitely is like, it makes no sense what they're trying to do in this book. And and what it looks like is they're in the past trying to fix what happened before with the Tinkerer, and instead they're making things worse. J. Jonah Jameson has told his past self about Spider-Man. Nick Fury is being dragged into this, and this is Nick Fury Sr., not Jr., who's being dragged into this now. And Pete's floating around with himself, beating up bad guys, and kind of dropping hints about young Pete's future. It's like, did nobody watch Back to the Future? Did nobody see what happens when you screw around with the time stream, the time continuum? You go back and the future is different. But I digress. This arc makes no sense anymore. There's just... can you make sense of it? Because I can't.
It's his kids, Marty. It's his kids.
It's more than his kids at this point, Marty. It's his whole... What? Why? I one of the panels for my top 5 panels is J. Jonah Jameson telling himself about Spider-Man. And it's like, did J. Jonah Jameson just do that? Because it's like dumb. This arc where they're jumping through time already, first issue, is dumb. And now they're breaking
I don't even know why they're doing that in this comic book.
Well, Alan just said it. Banana Company.
Oh. You're still on that banana.
They're still that banana. They're not leaving the banana. I'm sorry. It was dumb. I don't like Peter Parker Spectacular, and it makes no sense. And even if there are no ramifications, then what was the point of this story arc? What was the point of showing J. Jonah Jameson telling himself that Pete's Spider-Man? And what was the whole point of all of this? There was no point. That's the point. There is no point. Spider-Man is in limbo, unfortunately. And it's not because of Dan Slott, because Dan Slott doesn't write Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man. Spider-Man is in limbo. Everybody open your ears and don't be so happy that Dan Slott's leaving, because until Joe Quesada steps down, there is no hope for Spider-Man to reach where he was before Joe Quesada screwed things up one more day. I said it. I'm done. All New Wolverine, issue number 32. Now, this I really enjoyed. This continues from the Orphans of X, and it's a one and done kind of deal, just like the last issue. Last issue was all about Gabby and Deadpool. This issue is all about Laura helping the woman who was in the end of the Orphans of X, helping her get redemption for what Laura did to... I've been loving All New Wolverine lately. Jesse, All New Wolverine has been my favorite book. Tom Taylor has done such spectacular work with All New Wolverine. I am very sad to see it gone. And I'll tell you, and I said this on his Twitter as well, not his Twitter, on his Facebook page as well, the people who take over for Wolverine and the people that take over for X-23, because Laura's going back to her old X-23 code name, they're going to have really big boots to fill. Really big boots to fill. And I'm kind of upset. I like Laura as Wolverine. I don't understand why Marvel wants to regress. If this is a fresh start, out of all the characters in Marvel right now, Laura has the freshest of fresh starts. Tom Taylor is amazing. 100% Jesse. We are on par. Tom Taylor has done nothing bad in my eyes. I've enjoyed all of his writing. He even saved Earth 2 in DC. I'm not happy either. I felt like Laura had the freshest of fresh starts. You should have left All New Wolverine alone and fixed everything else you screwed up, Marvel, but it's Marvel. This was a fun issue. She finds out who sent her as, her feral self to kill her father, or the woman's father, who was in the crossfire of Laura's hit. They get the guy, they throw him in a suitcase. It was hilarious. And then I love how Laura's like, just don't kill him. And she's like, fine. And then Laura even says, you could stomp a mud hole in him with army boots, but don't kill him. So the woman brings army boots. And at the end of the issue, it was good. It was so good. Now, here comes my concern. The last story arc Tom Taylor's doing, and the last story arc, I believe, for All New Wolverine, is going to be Old Woman Logan. Old Woman Wolverine? Old Woman Laura? No, I'm sorry. Old Woman Laura. Stupid. That's her name, Laura. So they're doing like an old man Logan, Old Woman Laura. And they're going into a future where X-23 is Wolverine still, and it's her. This is her old person story. And I just don't want double dipping. We had Old Man Logan. We've seen where Old Man Logan goes, and we're happy about that. But again, it's Tom Taylor writing it. This could be amazing. So I'm just skeptical of the whole going. But again, it's a future story. Do the future before you end the series. And Laura and Gabby are still going to be in. Oh shoot, I forgot the other book that they're in right now. but they're in another book right now. Somebody let me know what book Laura and Gabby are in. Because my mind's leaving me. We got the Great Legend. He just popped his head in. I just saw that legend. What is going on, Rob? The Great Legend has arrived in the comments.
Coming at you live.
Coming at you live. And if you haven't, because I don't know how long. Legend is one of those people. He'll slide in, he'll leave a comment, and then he'll slide out. So before he slides out, guys, you should be checking out Great Legend. He's got live auctions. He's got live shows. I saw you, Legend. I saw you doing that Sea of Thieves. You better. I hope you're ready for Sea of Thieves, by the way. Sea of Thieves is going to be freaking off the hook. So I'm hoping to catch you out on the open seas. Maybe we'll even sail together. You never know. But, dudes, you got to be checking out the Great Legend.
I'm not tired. How do I look tired? I'm wide awake. I'm tired.
But let's see. What's next? Old Man Hawkeye? We got that already. Oh, wait, never mind. Don't they watch Chris and Mike? X-Men Red. Thank you, Justin. Why didn't you remember Laura and Gabby are in X-Men Red?
What was I supposed to remember?
Tom Taylor writes X-Men Red. Thank you, Justin. Midnight, I think we'll try to get some action on Pirates. Oh man, I tell you, Legend, I'm excited to get my hands on that. I thought I saw a little yawn there. When I see someone yawn, I yawn too.
I didn't yawn.
But all new Wolverine
like this.
Maybe.
Like, I don't know.
But all new Wolverine, everybody. Tom Taylor, excellent writer, and I'm glad he's still doing X-Men Red. So we'll still get Laura and we'll still get Gabby from Tom Taylor, just on a smaller dose because it's a team book now. But we'll get X-23 still. Maybe Gabby will be in X-23. Who knows? But at least Tom Taylor still got a connection.
That when he said about yawn, that reminded me of that video that you showed me, the yawning man.
We'll get to that video.
Yeah,
we'll get to that.
I favorited it because I actually got used to it. It's funny.
All right, and then lastly, and I'm throwing this out there specifically because every comic shop only allows you to buy one of these comics. I don't know why. It's not like it's going to sell out in the future. It'll probably be in the dollar bin in about 5-6 years. But Avengers issue 684, the return of the Hulk. And the Hulk is beating down on some people in this issue. We find out that Voyager, as we knew, she manipulated time, manipulated herself into the Marvel Universe, thanks to, I forgot who that she's working with, but we were right. And they want to take over the world. They want to take over all of reality. Chris, are you reading X-Men Red? No, Jesse.
No,
Mike's reading X-Men Red because I'm way behind on Jean Grey, and it's a continuation straight from Jean Grey. All Wolverine keeps up. Let's see, except for X-Men Red. They're talking amongst each other. Nice thunderstorm. Scarlet Spider isn't really good. Scarlet Spider, I'm not even reading that anymore. We got Frost who's back. Frost is back, and he's loving all new Wolverine, of course, because all new Wolverine is awesome. What's the most powerful superhero in Marvel? TOA?
TOA?
No, that stands for something. You're going to have to stretch that out for me, my friend. I don't know what TOA is. But Marvel, I would say that Hulk right now is one of the most powerful right now. Gabby will be in X-23. Good. I'm glad that we'll still get something, but it's not going to be Tom Taylor's writing. So I'm hoping that they, like I said, big boots to fill with X-23. But the Hulk comes back in this issue with Avengers, and he cleans house in this book. He literally is what the title says, unstoppable fury, and it's insane. This book was insane. And then finally we get this. We already saw the last page of this book a while back. They kind of spoiled it because it's Marvel, but we get to see Red Hulk in the U.S. Iron Man outfit, saying God bless America, and he's going to be going up against the Hulk next. And I love how he wanted a Red Hulk out, but the woman's like, no, you can't because you're going to get a heart attack. I have a feeling he's going to push himself all the way to death trying to fight the Hulk. I want to see the Hulk get beat by Ben. I hope they bring Ben Grimm into this. I didn't enjoy this issue. I found it pretty underwhelming. Jesse, the only reason I'm actually talking about this book now is because it's the return of the Hulk. I found this entire No Surrender arc very underwhelming so far. This is the most action and the strongest part I feel we're getting to now with the series than we've gotten since the beginning. We got the Hulk back. Hopefully we get Bruce Banner with him. Now everybody's saying, oh, Bruce Banner's back. No, Bruce Banner's Hulk is back. Is Bruce Banner back inside of the Hulk? When the Hulk calms down, is he going to Bruce Banner back? Or is this just the Hulk and Bruce Banner is still dead? That's my point. Is Bruce Banner truly back, or is it just the Hulk that's back? Oh, that's for Legend. Where is Thunderbolt Ross is a good question. I'm shocked. I actually like Red Hulk. Red Hulk, I like Ross Red Hulk. I'm not too keen on the U.S. Avenger Hulk. I'm not too keen on the U.S. Avenger Hulk, but I'm glad that Bruce Banner Hulk is back. Hopefully we get Bruce Banner with the Hulk. Kind of weird otherwise. Interesting story. The finding of Bruce. Anyway, I enjoyed it though. It was the high point of this No Surrender so far. We'll see where it goes from here. Where is Betty? I have no clue where Betty is, dude. Sideways. We're in DC now, and actually, Spazio asked about Metal. Well, here's a book that's spun out of Metal, and that is Sideways, issue number 2. I still really like the artwork in this series. I enjoy it a lot. It definitely brings the book out to me. So we find out that this dude who wants to kill Sideways because he's breaking the natural order, and the more portals he makes, he's bringing evil in somehow, and as he's running away, he ends up hurting himself really bad from this dude because he can't fight him. And what happens is he's in the hospital. They had to relocate his shoulder. The mother's there, and we get another flashback to what was going on with this character during Metal. And then there's a supervillain that shows up in the hospital, and he's in a sling and everything. He puts his mask on. He's like, his mom gets knocked out conveniently, and he's like to his girlfriend who is. They're gonna, if they're not, they're going to be. But I think they're already boyfriend and girlfriend, and we're all overlooking that they didn't tell us if they are or aren't yet. But anyway, the girlfriend is watching out for the mother. He comes out with his arm, and even the bag woman's like, "What are you gonna do? You got a broken arm. You're all black and blued up. What are you gonna do?" And he's like, "Let's step outside and I'll show you." I've got to see where issue 3 goes. Kenneth Rutherford art is great. I agree. It's Kenneth Rutherford on the book. That's right. I agree. I really enjoyed the artwork. Is really what brings the book to life for me. It's what I enjoy most about Sideways. The story's good as well. It's just the artwork really makes it look amazing in my eyes. And also seeing this character slowly becoming his superhero and having that overprotective mom who, you know, they went through Metal and the mother almost lost her son, so now she's even more protective of him. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm deeply disturbed right now. It is the prince known as Kyle Walker is in the house. What's going on, Kyle? How are you doing, my friend? Hopefully you're doing great. You're already in tomorrow. You already have Sea of Thieves possibly where you live. I'm jealous right now of Kyle Walker. He's got the game already, probably. Well, maybe he doesn't own the game, but his neck of the wood has the game. So, Mr. Miracle, issue number 7, Big Barda gives birth. This whole issue is about her being in the hospital, them figuring out a name. The Furies are outside of the hospital room, waiting for the baby to be born. They want to kill Mr. Miracle because he's the new High Father. But because they're on Earth and their sister is giving birth to the baby, they can't. And it's like, what? He's in a machine. I'm telling you, he's in a machine. I'm telling you, he's in a machine that he has to escape. It's in his mind. Because there's no way Mr. Miracle has a baby. And High Father's dead and Orion's dead. That was the baby. And we didn't see really Darkseid yet. And Granny Goodness is dead. He's in a machine. He's in a machine and that's why we're seeing the static like we're watching TV. He's somewhere. He's just not there. He's believing it's happening, but it's not really happening. And that's what sucks because you got this baby, this beautiful baby, and That's the issue. The issue is the birth of the baby, and that's it.
Well, that was hard labor right
Mr. Miracle is becoming a very interesting book. Very interesting book. The Ultimate Deletion crack. Oh, that. Okay. We do. Kyle. I am ready to see Darkseid. I'm ready to see Darkseid as well. I can't wait. I've been enjoying the series. It's so out there. It's so good, though. It's really good to have a New God. Why can't DC give us a New Gods book, man? I want a New Gods book again. I want 3 books. You're canceling a lot, DC. I want a Legion of Superheroes book. Now, the way the Legion of Superheroes was, not the way you started it in the New 52, the real way Legion of Superhero was. I want a New God book because I need some New Gods in my life. Jack Kirby. And maybe... You know what? I'm not going to list the 3rd one yet because we've talked about Young Justice before. We need to get back our main characters for Young Justice first, but I would love to get that as well. But we'll stick with those 2 for now. The Prince as well. That's good that the Prince as well. Titans issue 21, though, I'm a little taken off with this series right now. I will tell you that. Oh, sorry. My bad. I forgot to mention that.
Superman calling you?
Yeah, Superman. I wish. I am Superman. Anyway, now, I didn't really like this issue. It's all about Red Arrow. He's on this mission, as we all know, for the past 2 issues, and he goes off the grid. Donna's worried because he hangs up on her and leaves her alone, and she sends Nightwing and Wally to find out what's going on and to keep an eye on him, to see what he's doing. And when they show up, huge fight breaks out, and he turns on his friends. Basically, Red Arrow has turned on the Titans in a way. He's like, real friends, Dick, you wouldn't have let the Justice League kill our team. And Wally, you're another one. You know, if you guys cared, you would have kept the team going. We would have stayed together no matter what. So very, very quickly, you're seeing Roy is falling off. And it's interesting to see the downward spiral of Red Arrow, but at the same time, you know, it's not really making for a good Titans story, so to speak. Oh, you like the issue, Jesse? That's good. That's cool. I need a little bit more. I want a little bit more. I want the Titans back. I feel like the Justice League broke them apart, and we're only getting 1 issue a month, and it's taking a while to get through this story arc that I wanted to get to that point, and we all know that Titans is possibly going to be canceled as well, that they're going to be merging the Titans teams together somehow. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I dropped Titans when Brett Booth stopped doing the art. Understood. Oh, congrats. Over 700 subscribers for the Prince Kyle Walker. That's awesome. That is awesome. I'm agreeing with the legend. That is very awesome. But I don't know. Titans isn't speaking to me as much as the previous arcs did. Roy's the only one that's trying to stay true to the Titans, saying we should still be together, that it shouldn't be up to the Justice League, and I agree with Roy. But turning on his friends is not really making situations better for him. They're kind of hurting the situation a wee bit more. I just noticed the camera was a little bit too high. The art was solid. The art in the book for me was solid. I will admit that I like Brett Booth's artwork better, but I do like the art in this book now, currently.
Okay. All right, Justice League of America, issue number 26. Lots and lots of involvement happened in this comic book. Like, it's basically Batman and Black Canary that is going after Havoc, who is now there and everything. And as I look through just the story, like, there's just, like, lots of dialogue. And also, what was his name? Dream Slayer.
Arsenal is awesome. Arsenal is the only one that's staying true to the Titans. I will agree to that.
Yeah, and
on the road to 1,000. Awesome, Kyle.
Yes, and Dream Slayer is actually facing off against Havoc. And it's just like a whole big fight scene where Batman's fighting off against Havoc, and he's saying that about what they should do about Angor, because we get a little bit about his story, that he could live and stuff like that. And Batman almost sacrifices himself to make sure that he lives, but then Havoc and Dream Slayer make the sacrifice together. And then this whole big time stream happens where they go back in present time. We see Lobo, who wants to quit the Justice League, and because, you know, the main man has to do his own job, so there goes that. But he's probably going to come back anyway. And we also see that the Atom is actually going to be going up against Kronos, who is going to be the new character in this book. And it looks like that he's going to be making a huge involvement in the Justice League comic book. So really something interesting that I really liked reading in this issue of Justice League of America. But let's find out about the other teams and what they do.
Trinity, issue number 19. This series is, we get to see a little bit more. We find out that right away they were old, but they're cured right away. They're brought back to their younger selves. And Wonder Woman is no longer blind. Superman has partial strength back, and Batman's Batman. He doesn't need nothing. But they end up fighting alongside Morgan to go against this other guy and his armies. They win. They're telling this all to we find out Steve Trevor. And then in the end of the issue, we find out that Steve Trevor isn't really Steve Trevor. He's somebody else, and it turns out it was the dude. But now where's Steve Trevor? And this goes into the next arc, which is the search for Steve Trevor. So that's where we're going from here. Interesting, but again, I didn't really care for this whole magical, otherworldly kind of arc. I'm glad we're going into something else. So now we're going into the search for Steve Trevor. Where is Steve? And hopefully with Trinity definitely being canceled, it has been announced, I'm hoping we get the World's Finest back. I would love to see World's Finest. I dropped this after the first couple of issues. I really wanted it to be good. I know Trinity, obviously I'll stick with it till the end, but with Superman, anything with Superman I buy. So I'll finish off Trinity, and then hopefully we'll get World's Finest back. That would be awesome. When you guys had them fake 1,000 sub content. The real 1,000 contests might have. Oh, that's cool, Carl. I can't wait to see that happen. Okay. Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps, issue number 40. These books with the Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps feel like they fly by. So the Guardian's like, where the hell why did those Green Lanterns leave? Why didn't you stop them, John Stewart? What the hell's going on? I thought we told you to wait. We were going to talk. And John Stewart snarkily says, hey, you know, they left before I could stop them. I wish I could. Couldn't. They're gone. You guys wanted to talk, so you talked, and they left. I couldn't get to them in time. So, go over to Zod, and you got the Green Lanterns fighting Zod and the Sun and the Mother, and they're beating the hell out of each other. Kyle is pushing for both his will and Hal's will, and Kyle is kicking ass. Of course, though, he kind of fizzles out because it is Hal's ring after all, and he's pushing himself. He's already injured. The ring leaves Kyle, but the ring is only Hal Jordan's. So where does the ring go? Back to Hal Jordan. And the book ends with Hal back in his Green Lantern outfit, ready to kick Zod's ass. Whoa, I can't wait for the next issue. This is going good, but we know Superman's back because in action, he's officially back in the main time stream. Or in the main time. Present. He's in the present. He should show up in Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps to finish this fight. He really needs to, and put them back in the dark zone, in the Phantom Zone. See, Alan starts talking about the Division. Now I'm in Division talk, but he needs to put them back in the Phantom Zone where they belong. He already took somebody out of the Phantom Zone anyway. We'll talk about that with action. But when is this arc over? I don't know, Jesse. It's twice a month, so I'm guessing another month or so. In Brightest Day and Blackest Night. That's right. So now we go to New Superman and the Justice League of China, issue number 21. Like I called it, the Aquaman of China is coming. And what happens is these crabs, they ask Wonder Woman, because they know she's Green Snake, they ask her to protect the boy because he's precious and Korea wants to kill him. Take him as a sanctuary, person. And they take him. The Justice League takes him. And at first, Keenan's not keen with it. We see that there's chemistry going on with Avery and Keenan, but we also find out that, spoiler alert, the woman that's working for his mom is his girlfriend. Or at least in her eyes, she's his girlfriend. So, and her name Ming Ming. You guys remember Ming Ming. So she goes and tells Keenan, you got to give this guy back to Korea. You're causing trouble for all of us. And I love how he's meditating and he's trying to talk to Yang, and all Yang comes in and they're fighting back and forth, trying to get, and Keenan's just trying to figure out what the right decision is. And I love how the good side of the yin yang is like, you already know what you got to do. And the bad side's like, oh, you're going to fail. You're going to just screw it up and die anyway. And I like that. I like that they have this. He has this all within him now. And this is how he's Superman. And in the end, they decide to keep him, obviously to protect him. But somebody's reaching out to him now. And I like how Wonder Woman lets him walk around. And he was so brainwashed by Korea. He's like, you have American drinks in China. You have this in China. You have that. This is bad in Korea. This is bad. I need to go back to Korea. I need to find my family. And she's like, no, dude, look at the world. This is the real world. This is the way it's supposed to be. This is not the way you were grown up, not the way you were raised in where you were from. Really interesting stuff. I enjoyed this issue a lot. Now somebody's reaching out to him, and it's his father. And we find out the father is kind of like Aquaman, except the opposite. He wants his son to obliterate his people. Be interesting to see where the next issue goes. Best DC title ever, New Superman and the Justice League of China. Action. Me and you disagree here a little bit, Legend. I do love Action. I will say, though, that New Superman and the Justice League of China, I have to remember the new title now. I almost just called it New Superman, period, is part of my top 5 comics out of DC, though. I will agree to that, but it is not my number 1 favorite.
I think you should spell check that. I think I spelled China wrong. I think I spelled it with knee by mistake.
I'll fix it. I'll always check it. Yeah. But I'll check it out.
It just popped in
the
my
book
head.
Looks good. I think I'll get the next issue. Jesse, my advice, before you do that, trade paperback your way to where we are. If you buy the book right now, unless you know what's going on, Jesse, if you know what's going on, awesome. You know where the story's been at, where it's going. But if you have no clue, jumping into all new. See, I knew I was going to do that. Jumping into New Superman and the Justice League of China out the bat, you're going to be a little confused about what's going on, why Keenan has yin and yang within him. You know, it's always great to start a story at the beginning. And this series is only in its 20s. It's not too many trade paperbacks to catch up to where we're at now, Jesse. If I were you, I would seriously try getting the first trade first. See if you like it. Honestly, though, I will admit it is way different than when it started. I actually dropped the series for a couple of months before re-picking it up again because it got a lot better. Of course, the second I dropped the series, it got better. It has a different look to it now, but I would definitely say start from the beginning so you understand the origin of the characters, the origins of the Justice League of China, Keenan's parents especially, and why Keenan has this yin-yang going on within him. So you know what's going on currently. It's a great book. It's a great series, like Legend says. I would definitely recommend starting from the beginning. Stay away from the Banana Company. Stay away from the Banana Company, Marvel. What are your top 5 DC comics right now? Right now, my top 5 comics. Action. Superman. I did it again. New Superman and the Justice League of China, Detective Comics. And my 5th place, I'm going to leave it blank for a reason because it fluctuates between a handful of titles. But those top 4 are my top 4 most anticipated books every single month to come out. So it wavers between several different ones from DC for the top 5 spot. It just depends what arcs they're in. And, you know, right now I'm hoping that Nightwing will get better at some point. Titans, I hope will get a little bit better at some point. I don't read Justice League anymore. Super Sons is great on multiple occasions. It's been amazing for me, especially. It's just a fluctuating number 5 for me. I enjoy more Marvel than DC right now. I'm opposite, Jesse. I'm enjoying way more DC than Marvel because Marvel is so fluid right now with, you know, where they're going and where the paths for their company, you know, their characters are. It's just too much for me. I'm honestly enjoying a lot more with DC. However, Jesse, I will say this. It's like a wave. The wave goes out, the wave comes in. When I first started these Dark Avenger comic book reviews, I was more DC than Marvel. Then New 52 hit. I was more Marvel than DC. Then New 52 started going out, and Marvel, all new, all different, all Marvel now again, and then all those other things pushed Marvel away from me again. And with the rebirth, it brought me back to more DC. So it's an always ever changing wave. I've been even at times as well. It's just a wave. It really just depends on the books. I read a lot more DC though than Marvel at the current time. Will it stay that way? No. It always changes. It'll always change for me. Oh, Kyle, take care. I didn't know you were leaving. Let me look up. Did I miss it? Catch you guys later. And everybody in chat, thank you, Kyle, for stopping by. Have a great day, night, wherever you are in the future. Take care. And I'll watch it. Oh, Alan's talking about what's going on in wrestling. Okay.
All right, Red Hood and the Outlaws, number 20. So in Red Hood, we find out a lot of things happening. Like we find out, the whatchamacallit, like Ben's like up to stuff, and we were talking about like how he's like the son of the Penguin that was going to be in it. I like the artwork in this comic though. And it's just, Jason Todd who goes to, what's his name? I can't remember.
Old dude.
Yeah, basically we wanted to talk to him. Then we have Bizarro who talks with Artemis about the whole thing about what he's doing, about spying on them and everything and manipulating them. And she wanted to know why he does that and everything. And then we get a little bit of Jason Todd who comes in and doing his thing. And then we just get Ben who comes back, and we see that they're Bizarro. See, what I like about his character is that he does a bad thing, and then he actually has Jason Todd to say that he needs to try to do something good, so he gets rid of all that smoke. So it's like being like an anti-hero sort of way. And we get Artemis who finds out something that Bizarro didn't want Lady Artemis to find out, and I think after that, Artemis is going to get something that, so she should have mind her own business, but because Bizarro found out what she knows.
The one thing I don't like is there's a contradiction going on right now with the Bizarro from Red Hood and the Outlaws and the Bizarro we're getting in Superman. So there is a Bizarro on Bizarro World, and there's this Bizarro that Lex Luthor created. So it's like there are two Bizarros. One who talks right and is okay, and one who actually talks backwards that gives you a headache when you read him. All right, Legend, thank you. Oh, wait. All right, Frost, you're rolling. Wait, I'm going to roll, boys. Going to surf with. Oh, okay. Take care, Frost, again. Thank you for popping back in again. I thought that was Legend at first. When you're sitting back here, Legend and Frost pictures almost look alike, but then when you come close, like, holy crap, why would I say that? They look completely different. But thank you for stopping by again, Frost. Welcome guest as always, waiting for my shirt. Thank you so much for popping in. Undisputed Club, as always, with the chop. Last two books as always. We're at the home stretch. And Batman Detective Comics 976. Cassandra Leslie, who is his Batman's personal shrink, kind of is shrinking Cassandra because of what happened with Cassie and Clayface. And she says, you always spend time with your Robins. You're not spending enough time with Cassandra, and that's why, if you're not careful, you're going to be cleaning up the pieces after it's too late, and you don't want that. And then you've got Tim, who is not acting like Tim because of what he saw in Oz's prison. And Batman sees that, and he's like, you're not the same anymore. When Leslie comes tomorrow, you're on. He kind of like almost house arrest Tim. There's this big speech between the two of them back and forth where Bruce is like, I don't want the night program. I don't want it. It'll never work. It won't work. And Batgirl was right. Batman admits Batgirl was right. Everything she said was true. And I don't feel like we can do it. And Tim is trying to work out all the holes that Batgirl put into his plan. And Batman's like, you need to stop. Ever since you came back from Oz, you've been trying so hard to not be what you saw your dark future, but at the same time, where you're going, it's not working out. It's not good. And then in the background, you have Batgirl, Batwoman, Batwing, and Azrael working together for the colony. They're on their first mission. and they have a successful mission. And Batwing and Azrael in the end up joining Batwoman, and Batwoman makes the statement, let Batman have Gotham. Batman can take care of Gotham with his people. We're going to leave and we're going to deal with the stuff outside of Gotham. So they end up joining the colony and leaving Gotham, the Batman and the Bat family, and they're off doing their own thing. I'm sure we'll still see them in Detective Comics, though, which is cool. But Batman tries to house arrest Tim, and Tim escapes. Goes back to his place, and he's like, this is why I stayed away from Gotham so much, because I can't deal with you. And he goes back, and there is Ulysses in his Red Robin's base. And he's like, listen, man, I know all about you, and I know all about future you. And he has the hard drive with Olmec, with not the Olmec, but Brother Eye from Batman and the Tim Batman. He's like, you want to take a look at what your future self had? And that's where the book leaves off, with a really great cliffhanger. I am excited to see where Detective is going with this Ulysses. I hate Ulysses, but I'm excited to see where they're going with it. And finally, book of the week for me. And that's just because Dan Jurgens does a freaking awesome job with this book. Action Comics 999. I'm going to start off by saying you didn't have to read the past story arc to read this issue. We all know that we weren't really enjoying the past story arc with Action Comics. We didn't. It was drawn out. Lois Lane took a backseat to Superman, even though she should have been the main story. She was the backstory. She should have been the main one. She rescued her father. Her father finally got to see his grandson for the first time. So now this issue is all about Lois bringing her father back to the family. Her father reconnecting with the family. And that's how it opens up, with the father showing up and her and John welcoming him into their home. And he's like, you know what, Lois, it wasn't the story that pushed me away. It was how you feel and your husband feel about Superman, and how their opinions clash to the point where the father just couldn't take it anymore. So it's because of the way Lois and Clark feel about Superman, or how they defend Superman, that the father kind of, or how they feel that Sam Lane shouldn't be doing things to Superman, why their relationship separated. And in the background, you have Superman dealing with an asteroid that's going to hit Earth. He splits it, and he finds this element in there that once it hits Earth's atmosphere, it makes it super, super strong to the point where it would take Superman a while to fight his way through it. But he can, but it would take a while. And he's like, I can't do this. I can't leave Cyborg Superman in the Phantom Zone. He didn't deserve it. What happened to him wasn't his fault. Again, showing the heart of Superman, saying, you know what, he has to answer for all the bad that he's done. But at the same time, he shouldn't have to. He doesn't deserve the Phantom Zone. So what happens is he lets Cyborg Superman out and offers him something instead. And it's this crystal that, what is the crystal? That'll give him whatever he wants. It's kind of like it'll give him a hologram of what he wants. And he has Cyborg Superman stay in this room and live until he can figure something out on how to rehabilitate Cyborg Superman, or fix. You know, he has to atone for the millions of people he killed, but at the same time, Superman wants him to, it wasn't his fault. He was a victim of what happened to him, which caused him to become Cyborg Superman. So Superman's trying to rehabilitate him. I liked it. I like the angle they're going with this, with Cyborg Superman. Hopefully Bendis will examine it in the future. Probably won't. Probably will completely forget that Jurgens did this. And that's what sucks. And I'm still very skeptical, yes, of Bendis taking over not one, but both Superman titles, plus all the other work he has. DC, if he starts to slump with Superman, I hope you have the brains to pull him off the book. All I'm going to say. But in the end, Sam Lane and Lois end up getting into this gigantic argument where he says Lois is never going to understand why he feels the way he feels about Superman, and why they need to be too cautious, and he leaves because they have their differences are unfeasible. And then Clark shows up because he's done dealing with Cyborg Superman. He's like, Sam, I should have stepped in a long time ago. I shouldn't have let you and your daughter fight so much. We need to hash this in. We need to be a family. I should have been in front of this. I shouldn't have been on the sideline so long. I loved it, the heart and soul. And he literally brings Sam back into the apartment, and he's like, we need to start over. We need to be the family we should have been from the beginning. And that's where Sam Lane's like, I wanted to see John when he was born. I just didn't. And the longer I wanted to, but the longer I stayed away, the harder it was to come, to see him. And it just became months turned into days, days turned into months turned into years. And it became to the point where it was just it was the way it was. And Lois is like, I should have reached out to you too. And I love how Clark's like, let me reintroduce you. Lois is Sam Lane. Lane, this is your daughter. And then they hug it out. And then he's like, and this is your equally awesome grandson. And it was just this heart. The last couple of pages of the book were really warm, family-esque issues, a feeling. And then you get that last page where they're all at the dinner table. And Sam Lane's like, I'm going to get you front row tickets to the next baseball game. And Jonathan's John's happy. And it's like, that's what Clark does. In an instant, fixes. Superman has that ability. And Clark, that's the human side of Clark, is he has the ability to...
What? I was just looking at the timer.
He has this feeling and these emotions about him and the way he is. And this is the Superman I've grown to respect and love over the course of my entire comic collecting history, and why when New 52 Superman happened, I just couldn't stand it. This is the Superman that should always be. Forever and always. This is the man with the morals, with the heart that we need. This is who Superman should always be, period. DC, you want to change the universe, fine. Leave Superman alone. This is who he should always be, regardless whether he's too unbelievable, too powerful, too whatever. That's what Superman is. It's a fantasy world, and people need to get over themselves, honestly. I thought I was the only one who had trouble reading Bizarro and Superman. Jesse, you are not. It gives me a headache. I can do it, but it gives me a headache. A big headache. Action Comics is my book of the week. I'm going to spoil it right now because those last couple of pages, the feeling, the emotion, the way Superman fixed... Clark saved the day. It wasn't Superman. Clark single-handedly, within a couple of little tiny things that he said to Sam Lane and to Lois, fixed the rift that was between them for years. That's the heart and soul that Superman always has to be. And that's why I love Dan Jurgens writing Superman, because he does excellent work. Dan Jurgens truly knows Superman inside and out. Honestly, sad to see him go. I would have rather Bendis take over Superman and Jurgens stay on Action, because Jurgens' voice for Superman is spot on all the time. But unfortunately, it is what it is, and we'll be seeing Action Comics 1000 next month, and then Bendis is taking over whether we like it or not. So might as well go with the flow, as they say, and pray for the best. But this is the Superman, the morals, what he stands for, the humanity within the alien that makes Superman who he is, and why I love reading Superman every single time a book comes out. DC, you fix Superman, now leave him alone and continue telling the great stories that he can tell. Whether he's unbelievable, too powerful, you know what? Nobody has to read Superman, and all the fans of Superman know this is Superman, though. This is what makes Superman Superman, and that's why I love it, and that's why issue 999 was the best this week. And again, you didn't have to read the previous arc or what just happened in the previous couple of issues to be able to pick this issue up, read it, and like it and enjoy it for what it is. Artwork in the book is equally as great. Thank you, Dan Jurgens, for an amazing run. I can't wait to read Action Comics 1000 next month. Super excited. And with that, that's it for this review, guys. I did leave one thing out that, hey, if you've actually made it to the end of this review, you're going to get a special treat, because I mentioned the Dark Avenger Podcast, Episode 0. I mentioned Sea of Thieves. I forgot to mention there will be an unboxing this week. We had a really awesome unboxing last week with that beautiful Green Ranger helmet. This week, we're going to have something of equal caliber. And if we play our cards right, for the next 4 weeks, we're going to have something of equal caliber to unbox each and every week. One video a week for the next 4 weeks. Love Dan Jurgens. Legend. I am beyond a fan of Dan Jurgens. I've written to Dan Jurgens on Facebook multiple times telling him how much I love his work on Superman, and he's written back to me. He's an amazing person. He is as amazing a person as he is a writer. I've had this book in my collection, and I don't know if you guys, let me move the chat for 1 second. Yes, you can. And this book in my collection since the beginning of my comic collecting. Signed by Dan Jurgens. Dan Jurgens, Brett Breeding. Dan Jurgens, Brett Breeding. I am a huge fan of Dan Jurgens. I love his work, and his personality reflects it, and he has the voice of Superman. I'm glad you like. You know what, everybody? I enjoy. I've looked at the views. I mean, now I know we're not affiliated. Dark Avenger C86 is not affiliated with YouTube right now anymore. But I do like to see what people enjoy watching on my channel. So I do pay attention to the views on the videos. I pay attention because I want to know what you guys like watching on this channel. And obviously this series is immune to that because this is how I started. This is a staple. This is a cornerstone that I'm always going to do until I decide not to do it myself. Not because of the views, but because we don't want to do it or I don't want to do it anymore. Even if Mike stepped down, I might still do it. You know, as long as I still want to keep doing the review series, I'll keep doing it. But other than the reviews, I keep an eye on what you guys like watching. I've done topic videos. I see very good responses. But the one video that got the biggest response in the past 2 weeks, the Green Lantern helmet opening with over 300 views and still rising. And also Fresh Start. That has a good 300 views as well, I believe. I could be wrong about that. I didn't look at it. But in the past week, 300 plus views watching the unboxing of the Green Lantern helmet.
Green Ranger.
I wish I could get the Green Lantern mask. The Green Ranger helmet. And that shows me that you guys enjoy unboxings. I would love to set up a goal to have something to unbox each and every week. Unfortunately, monies, and depending on how many books we're getting per month, video games, that all depends on monies. If we have it, I'd love to do it as a once-a-week series where it's not my comics. It's actually something. The Green Ranger helmet, what we're doing this week, what we want to do for the next 3 weeks. I'd love to do that. It all really depends on our pockets. If we can afford to do it, we'll do it. I'd love to do it as a weekly series. I think it'd be cool. We wanted to do that. If you remember, at one point we did. And then we fell off of it because we started buying stuff that we really didn't need and things that we really weren't like super excited about when we opened it. But there are still things out there that we could use to unbox. So we'll see how this 4-part series works out. And if it does work out good, it's something to think about. We are going to try. There are 2 other things that are going to be coming to this channel at some point very soon. Not going to spoil them. One of them has me and Michael. The other one is just me. But the one with me and Michael, I think you guys are going to like. And I think it's going to be this week. Oh, yeah. It might be this week. Might be this weekend. Might be this weekend. No, it'll have to be the week because the weekend we're planning something for Saturday, which I'm going to mention in a moment. So it might be this week. Might record it this week and post it up at the beginning of next week. But it's something with me and Michael. When is Mike going to be getting into that spider suit, man? We might have that pop up again soon. We'll see. Michael getting that. We have it. You've seen Spider-Man pop up during those blizzards.
Yep.
So we still have it. We'll see what we're going to do there. But another thing I'm going to promote, and then we're going to get out of here. Saturday, if you are on Twitch, be on Dark Avenger Gaming. We are going to attempt a 24-hour stream of Sea of Thieves. And because I have Michael that could tag in and out with me, obviously one of us could take a rest while the other one's playing, and then we could switch it up where the other one is taking a nap or a rest for a couple of hours and the other one's playing. So between Mike and I, we are going to try to do our first ever 24-hour live stream. Now, we might break it up into parts because I want to get it all on YouTube. So we might do a 4-hour stream, take a break, not take a break, end the stream and then start it up again, do another 4-hour stream, keep going back and forth every 4 hours until we're done, until we get to that 24-hour mark. Obviously, we might go an hour over because of all that space in between that we have. So we might go 25 hours just to be sure we got that 24 hours in. But we will be doing that for Sea of Thieves. We're going to aim to do that this Saturday, but you never know. Things can happen. We might not be able to do a 24-hour stream, but we'll do it as long as we possibly can. The goal is 24 hours. Can we go higher? Absolutely. Could it be we might go lower for certain reasons? Might be as well, but our goal is 24. We'll see where we go from there. More or less, all depends on the day and what's going on. What happened with Ninja Turtle big book. I got them all. It's Frank. I've got every single one. There's nothing new coming out for Turtles, or I would have had it already. When okay, we got that. The parody videos was a lot. We'll see if we can get Mike to do an Ask Spidey or something again, maybe. I might make a tab on the Comic Frontline Discord. I mean, the Dear Jay worked out pretty well. Maybe we could do an Ask Spidey one. Maybe that's an idea. We'll think about that. We might think about that. That's good idea. Good idea, everybody. We're gonna work on that on the Discord. But anyway, it'll be in the nation if it happens. But anyway, we're gonna get out of here. Big week ahead. Look forward to us playing Sea of Thieves tomorrow on Frontline Live. Look forward to the Saturday stream. Look forward to the unboxing, which might be going up on Wednesday. Probably do it tomorrow, but it'll go up on Wednesday. And then look forward to a bunch of stuff here in between. We're going to have lots of videos popping up on this channel as we push to show YouTube that the Dark Avenger Nation, number one, did not deserve to be departnered. And number two, not only do we deserve to be partnered, but we're going to go beyond their expectations. We're going to go beyond where we ever have been before. The Dark Avenger Nation is going to push through nation by nation. Bits and pieces of the world. We're going to start in America. We're going to go to Canada. We're going to go to Mexico. We're going to go all over the world. The Dark Avenger Nation is very slowly, but very surely expanding, my friends who are watching now. And that's what we're going to keep doing. As the Dark Avenger Nation, I want you guys now, all of you, live, watching now, watching this post-live, all of you have a mission to share the Dark Avenger Nation and spread the Dark Avenger Nation among your friends, among your viewers, if you make videos, among other people. Let them know the nation's out there. I know for a fact, because a lot of people have told me that my good friend Rob, the great legend, has shared the Dark Avenger Nation on his live streams more than once. He's talked up about Dark Avenger CA6, the Dark Avenger Nation, Mike, me. I know the legend is sharing the nation. You guys, that's what the nation's about. Sharing it, reaching out there. And the nation is on the Comic Frontline Discord. Be a part of the nation. Come in there, chat, talk video games, comics, whatever you want. Even if I don't watch movies, talk movies. We'll have fun. And I love the legend. Legend says he loves Avenger. I love the legend. Even there's no marriage between me and the legend. We're not married. Legend's married, has kids. I have a kid. Legend's married, but I love him. I love Legend. I love Justin. Speaking of, let's talk about these people, these lovely people. Jesse wasn't here tonight, but JLS Comics, every Thursday night, live show here on YouTube, Comic Conversation. Justin, live show every Sunday morning comics. We've got the great Legend. He's live all the time. He's got auctions. He's got live games. He just goes live to be live because he's live. That's the whole point of the Legend is Legend's always live. So you want to subscribe to Justin. You want to subscribe to the great Legend. You want to go subscribe to JLS Comics. He's not here tonight. Sure, he was busy. Missed you, Jesse. Definitely missed you, Jesse. But go subscribe to JLS Comics. If you're not subscribed to Comic Frontline, which is where we're from also. We started here, but we started the Comic Frontline. Go subscribe to Comic Frontline. We're going to be live tomorrow night, Tuesday, Frontline Live. And then if you're on Twitch, like I said, Dark Avenger Gaming. If you're on SoundCloud, we're coming in May. But Jesse, JLS Comics, is also on SoundCloud. Go check him out. Sharing is caring, as always, definitely. I'm glad you enjoyed Brooklyn Boys as well, Legend. But anyway, with that, we promoted everybody, right? I want to know if I promoted everybody. I feel like I'm always forgetting one person somehow, some way, and I don't want to. Media Madness is on Wednesday. That's Frontline. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. I hope I'm not forgetting. I am, and I've got to mention yesterday, Brant's Monday Musings. Go check out Monday Musings every Monday over on Brant's channel. And we're going to be recording Zone 4 this week. So if you're a patron, you get it next Monday. If you're not, you get it in 2 Mondays. We got GPAP in the house. He's got to watch the replay. Go check out GPAP, by the way. He's got his subscriber count. He's hitting milestones as well. You should be following his channel. You should be following everybody on here. Thank you all so much for being here. But now we've talked to all the live people, but this is now your turn. Post live. For those of you out there watching this post live, it's your turn in the comments now to let us know. What did you enjoy this week? Your likes, dislikes, agree, disagree with anything we have to say here, recommendations. If you have any comics you'd like to recommend, Michael, myself, both of us, let us know in the comments below, and we will answer you guys, or I'll answer you guys in the comments below. If it's for Michael, I'll let him know and he'll come on and answer. But I'm in the comments. I'll answer your comments in the comments below. Thank you all so much for being here with us for another awesome episode of the Dark Avenger Comic Book Review Live. I love doing these reviews live now. They're a lot of fun, great interaction, and we get more feeling to it. Jesse, we didn't. Jesse, thank you for being here. GPAP, Frost, Frank, Alan, Tevya. We got Rob the Great Legend again. Thank you all for being here. We had Spatial, who was here at the beginning. Who else was here? We had people popping in and out all over the place. Bobby, thank you for popping in for a bit. I want to get Spatial's name because I want to get that right. But y'all can see it. I said Rob, the Great Legend. I said that. We had Justin who was here, Exile State. Come on, where are you, Spatial? Don't disappear on me. I just saw it too and I lost it. There we go. Spatial Light. Go check all these awesome people out. Thank you all for being here with us live. Till next time, everybody, take care. Keep reading. Keep collecting. Thank you so much for your support on the channel. As always, we appreciate your views. We appreciate your comments. We appreciate your sharing the nation. And as always, my good friend Nerdivision has already donated up to $15 to the Dark Avenger Nation to help us out. Guys, there's a donate button. It's there. It's not a requirement. There's nothing special. But if you do donate, as always, we are fighting to do what we can with the amount of money we have. Any donations help us get to that goal faster. But they're not a requirement. They're always it's completely up to you guys, and we are thankful no matter how much or how little you give us. It means the world to us. Thank you. Take care, keep reading, keep collecting, and we will see you guys real soon in the next episode of the Dark Avenger Comic Book Review. Take care, everybody.
We're on.
I am way too hyper tonight.